Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Arias. Today onwards, I'm starting a series of classes on microeconomics and it is helpful for those studying economics in undergraduation and plus 1 plus 2 students. Let us begin. Today I'm going to explore what is microeconomics. Microeconomics studies the behavior of small units or individual units, small units or individual units like consumers, firms, workers to make decisions under scarcity, or small economic units like individuals and businesses to make decisions under scarcity. Okay, in small economic units or individual units. My economics have two main branches, that is microeconomics and macroeconomics. Here microeconomics, like I said, is a branch of economics that help us to understand how individuals make their decisions in the economy. Individuals mean focusing on consumers, workers, firms, etc. And it also help us to break down bigger economic issues into smaller components and analyze the concept with the different microeconomic theories. So it helps us to analyze the issues with the issues. We can analyze issues more concisely by breaking into the smaller components. So microeconomics study the behavior of individual units to make decisions under scarcity in an economy. One of the most important idea in the microeconomics is choice. Choice is very important idea in microeconomics because in economy or in our life itself, resources are limited. So individuals and businessmen have to make choices. Okay. So we have only limited income or resources and unlimited wants. So we have to make choices. So choices must be made from available alternatives. Okay, available alternative means, for example, I can say rupees 25,000. I have rupees 25,000. I need to buy a laptop and a smartphone, but I need to buy both these objects, laptop and smartphone, but I couldn't buy because my income or budget is, or sorry, not income, budget is rupees 25,000. So I can only buy either laptop or smartphone within this budget, and also available alternatives. So there are laptops of rupees 1 lakh, 75,000, 50,000, 25,000. Phones are also 60,000, 25,000. So my available alternatives means laptops come under 25,000 or phones come under 25,000. So I have to choose either laptop or smartphone come under the 25,000. Either one of the objective come under the price of under rupees 25,000. So because of my limited resources, I have to make choices. Scarcity or scarce resources force individuals and businesses to make choices. That is why choice is very important in microeconomics. Limited income or limited resources and unlimited wants. So we have to make preference and make choices. That is the idea of choice. I think you got that. The next one is microeconomics. Next concept in microeconomics we can discuss is decision making. Okay, every day millions of people make choices that shape the economy. So we always, every person, even it is a consumer, worker or firm, all have to make choices in their day-to-day life. So consumer decide how much of, so consumer for an example decide how much of goods to buy with their limited income and preferences. So with their limited income and preferred income, based on their limited income and preferences, these consumers have to decide how much of goods to buy. Okay, how much goods a person to buy with their limited income and preferences. And at the same time, workers decide which jobs to take based on wage, skill and interest. wage, skill, and interest. Okay, he also can make decisions or choices based on wages, skill, and their interest. Like them, firms decide to make how much output to produce with the limited resources or raw materials available for them, or raw materials available for them, raw materials. Okay, so firms let consumers make decisions on how various goods to buy based on their limited income. Workers can make their decision which jobs to be take based on wage, skills, interest. Firm need to make decision. Firm how to make decisions, what to produce, how much output to produce on the basis of the limited resources or raw material and the demand of the product. Okay, we also consider the demand of the product. Demand of the product on based on demand, availability of raw materials and market, and the market uh, market trend, they have to make decisions. So this decision, these individual decisions collectively shape the economy. They together, this the decisions of this decision making power of this individual units will help us to determine how economy functions. The next one is market and maximization goals. A consumer and firms both try to maximize what is important to them. They try to maximize their satisfaction or utility. Consumers, their goal of an individual is to maximize utility, maximize their happiness or utility. Here we know, as a consumer, we know that we try to maximize our satisfaction from limited income. Limited income. So I make a choice when I try to distribute my income in a way that maximize my satisfaction. I distribute my limited income to maximize satisfaction. At the same time, a firm also try to maximize their profit by producing and distributing goods. By producing and distributing good, he tried to maximize their profit. Okay, so a consumer tried to maximize his utility or satisfaction from limited income. A firm tried to maximize profits by producing and distributing the products efficiently. You should add this word to efficient production and distribution. With efficient production and distribution, firms try to maximize their profits, and market play a crucial role in helping consumers and firms to achieve their goals. We will study more about the market and different market conditions in the coming sessions. Here just you have to keep in your mind that every individual units, every person try to maximize their utility in all phases of life. Okay, from limited income, the consumer try to maximize, firms also try to maximize their profits. These are the important theories of microeconomics we are going to study in coming classes. We will deeply discuss every point in this theories lately. So I just going to mention them, that are theory of consumer behavior, theory of production, theory of price determination, market structure, theory of distribution or factor pricing, general equilibrium analysis, welfare economics, intertemporal choice, and market with asymmetric information, etc. Now we look into the practical application of the microeconomics or scope of the microeconomics. Microeconomics, like you heard, that's not just a theoretical one, it has a huge role in the real life too. Here is that is it is helpful for government in policy making regarding the taxation and subsidies and business decisions, or it helps firms to make production, market entry, decision making, related decision makings. It also helps in consumer awareness, resource efficient allocation of resources, economic welfare, market competition analysis, financial market analysis, etc. These are only the same some points of the some ideas regarding the practical application, but we can see a lot of applications throughout our life regard in we can relate it to the microeconomics. You can also study deeply regarding different applications. Not only this, a lot of applications or if or some practical scope for micro, the scope of microeconomy is very wide, is very large. I pointed only very few things. You can also find yourself more application of the microeconomics after the classes. Okay, so it is very interesting. But by this we know, we can understand how the economy or economic study, a branch, this economics help us to make day-to-day decisions in our life. How can we apply it more conveniently in our life? Now we this portion explains how we can solve, which are the issues we can, in which are the areas we can apply microeconomics, and how to address some major social and economic issues with the help of macroeconomic principles. It is first one is, these are only there are, we can find out a lot of real life issues that can be solved by the principles or concepts of microeconomics. Some of them are, how can we reduce environmental pollution, how does poverty exist and how can we reduce it, how do monopoly and consumer rights work, how do wage different for different jobs, how how why the expense of health cost or health cost increasing, uh, rising continuously, how does taxation influence people choices, etc. So there is a lot of real life issues we can compact with, or we can address with the microeconomic ideas or concepts. Now we come to the conclusion part. Okay, so before going that, here I can say, when we look into the environmental pollution, it's is help us to, that is regulating environmental pollution. We can regulate the industries to reduce weight. Poverty and welfare mean designing government programs to help low income group. Monopoly means consumer rights, means government can ensure fair market competition. In labor unions and wages, they can, government can balance the wage, fair wages and business cost. Rising medical costs by studying healthcare affordability. Taxation and work incentives by understanding the impact of taxes on workers and business. So we can apply the microeconomic principles for having this, for determining the solution of these problems. Okay, you can find more problems and solutions with the help of various theories and ideas of microeconomics, which we will going to study in the coming sessions. Different theories, examples, and how can we face different problems, day-to-day problems with the help of microeconomics. Now we come to the last part of this class. That is microeconomics. It is a branch help us to understand how individuals and businesses make choices, and it will play key role in analyzing market and real life economic issues. Okay, here by studying microeconomics, we can make better economic decisions at personal and policy level. So as a consumer or as a firm or any other person, I can make choices. I can make better choices. How can I make better choices from scarce resources? So how can maximize my utility from the efficient distribution of scarce resources? How can I make, how can I make better choices, or how can I maximize satisfaction from limited, from the efficient distribution of, from the efficient distribution of distribution of limited resources. Okay, I think you got the idea of the microeconomics in this class. If you have any doubts, you can comment, you can give that question in the comment section. I will answer it. If you need a specific topics, you can ask it also. If you need, and also if you need a personal tuition, a customized tuition, you can contact me with the email ID given in the description box. Thank you. Thank you for your attention and participation. Bye. See you in the next class.